All right, so we're live here in San Francisco, and we're at the live event here at Immortals of Aveum, and I have a couple of guests that's going to be on the podcast for this episode. Would like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Aliak. I do live content creation on Twitch and YouTube, lots of first-person shooters and loot shooters, and I'm excited to be here today.
All right.
Hi, I'm Nick930. I do a lot of comparisons and full-length documentaries on my YouTube channel, Nick930.
Yeah, so we got to play the game for a couple hours today.
Yeah.
And, this is actually your first event, right?
This
For
is my
both?
first. Yeah,
I guess it's technically my second, but this is the first big event I've done.
But okay, cool. So tell us a little your feedback about your experience playing this game, because I know for you love first-person shooters.
Yes.
But this one's a little bit different than the typical first-person shooters, right? This is a magic first-person shooter, right?
This is a magic shooter. Yeah.
Magic shooter.
Once I was told that it was a magic shooter, I was like, okay, how is this gonna actually feel? But once I just got my hands on, it feels like a shooter, but it's magic.
Yeah.
It's very what's the word?
Fantasy, action,
Yes.
RPG, right? I think Nick, you were the one that was saying that too. You were like, "This is is this like an action RPG or what?"
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was asking, like, we were talking about RPGs in general, and I was saying, like, yeah, this is an RPG too, and then they're like, well, it's an action RPG, so, yeah.
I mean, what your thoughts about the game so far for you?
So far, I think it's turned out really great. I think it plays...
Get a little closer to the mic.
Yeah,
There you go.
I think it plays better than I expected. With there only being like 3 magic powers, I was a little concerned about variety.
Yeah.
But I think the fact that you can kind of tweak each and every one of them, you get like a shotgun blast for the red one, and then you can kind of change that up to like explosive blasts and stuff like that.
I love switching. I love I love the way how it depends on the enemies too. 'Cause there's some enemies that they're weak on certain magic spells. So like, let's say one might be weaker when it comes to like the green shooter, but the red one, like you were saying, it felt like I was using like a shotgun or something like that, right? Yeah.
I think the green one was probably my favorite.
The green one, fast paced.
Just seeing all those particles all over the screen, I think that's like something you really want to showcase.
Yeah.
It was definitely one of the funnest ones to shoot, and the audio for that specific, like the green magic casting, was so fun.
Yes.
I ended up leaning towards the blue magic though, because I like keeping my distance and being more precise with my shots. And then if they got too close, then I would switch to red magic, which we don't know the names of the magic yet, do we?
No,
I think
they
we're
have
referring to it as just colors.
Colors.
I believe
Yeah.
they have their own names. We just don't know them yet.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts also of the puzzles? Because there was certain parts in the game where you have to use certain powers in order to move objects and to open the doors too, right?
Yes, there are lots of puzzles hidden around the path, and loot also hidden. I don't know if you guys found a few chests.
No,
You
I did. I did. So how
You
was?
didn't?
Nah, how was it?
Okay, I started exploring a little bit of the areas that they would send us to, and you can go straight past all of that, but if you start looking around, there's a few hidden paths. I actually fell through a platform, and I found a chest down there, and it had some cool gear there that I'm actually using right now in my playthrough. It was pretty sweet. Did you find anything?
Yeah, I found a couple. There's mostly the chest. I didn't get any like really rare gear. Now and again, you would get like rings and bracers, which would enhance you, like passive enhancements. But a lot of the time, I found chests with like extra currency that you could use to upgrade your gear later.
Yes.
And they gave us like a lot of currency for the demo build we played, so you could really kind of customize your character and spec them out how you wanted. And I just went all in on the green power and just maxed out everything I could. It was
really?
crazy.
Oh, snap. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I loved the introduction of the tutorial. I felt like it was pretty good to learn like the different spells and everything. But after the tutorial, that intro was really cool. Like the music. There was so many things going on in the background. When you were walking,
and the dragon.
through the door and everything. That was
agree.
really, really cool for me. And I felt like the soundtrack is so good.
Yeah.
Really, really enjoyed the soundtrack. But what were your thoughts also getting like, the beginning of that level and everything
I think
for you
it does
guys?
a good job of easing you into that.
Yeah.
I think they introduced all the powers pretty quickly. I was a little surprised. You get the red one, then she's like, all right, here's the green one.
Yeah.
And like they introduce all the stuff to you pretty rapidly. But once you get the hang of it, it's just like you have so many options for every encounter. I think that's really interesting.
What about you?
I felt just like the character felt when those doors were opened. I don't know if you remember his face. He was like, whoa, this is okay, let's go, let's do this. That's how I felt when the doors opened. Something I really liked was when I picked up my first rings and you equip it on your character, and you can actually see the ring that you picked up, the design of the ring. You can actually see them on your hands, which is not something that a lot of games do. You just pick up a ring, you equip it, and you just know you have a ring and you have the buff for it. But in this one, you can see what you picked up, which is great.
So if you watch the screen of the gameplay footage, the right hand will be the one of the shooting, different colors and everything. The left one is for like the whip, shield, and I know there was one more of like just like a slowdown.
Oh, the green.
Yeah, it's like a green color.
What's it called? Yeah.
I can't remember the name of that one, but that one, yeah, that I was trying to figure out how to slow down. There was like one part where you lift up this door, and then it will go down quick, and I couldn't figure out. And I'm like, okay. Again, puzzles and stuff, but it was really cool experience that
you hit it with the blue power or something to open it, and then
use
you
the
launch the green stuff to slow it down.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of that, and there's also a lot of these puzzles where you could basically have to look around the environment, find these kind of crystals in the wall, and you shoot them all with the right color, and it'll open the door. And then those progressively get more complicated because they start mixing in the other stuff.
Yeah.
They have the green power where you can basically influence the environment, and that's like you're opening the hand of a big statue, or you're making like these vines come out from the wall.
That was so unique. I love that.
I did like that.
Yeah.
So, boss battles. How was your experience with boss battles?
Those are probably my favorite part.
Some of them are very challenging. Like I died a couple times. I'm like, all right, let me figure out. But once you figure out how to get them like some damage and everything, it's been like very, very helpful for me. But how about for you guys?
I think the first one, I don't remember the names of these bosses. There was kind of like a big guy on a bridge towards the beginning after the tutorial.
Yeah.
And that's when the game like really clicked for me, because now it's like, okay, you know all your powers now. Now just use them. And you couldn't use the whip on that guy because he was too big.
Too big, yeah.
They saved that just for the smaller grunts. But you basically have to keep swapping between all the powers. You don't really want to spend your time reloading. You just want to keep hitting them with everything you got. Use your shield, which I think the shield actually worked really well too. I like that.
Yeah.
There's a good feedback whenever you block damage. Sometimes it would cause slow motion. And that felt really good.
Yeah, and once you're in danger, you just press right D-pad to get like your health back and everything.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot. But sometimes when you run out of, I forgot the name of that material where it'll help you to get health back.
I think it's
the crystal.
Is it mana crystal.
Yeah. But once that runs out, oh my God, you gotta like figure some way out that. Yeah. Now for you, I saw you. You can pass my though. I know for you, I saw because you were sitting right next to me.
Yeah.
And your battle with that dragon. How was that?
Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun.
Yeah.
My strategy was very similar to yours, where it's like I just use my gun until it, the clip is done, and then I switch to the other one. I finish the clip on that one, and then combining all the other abilities. That was a fun fight. A lot of dodging the fire that the dragon was throwing at you. It was really fun. Did you see anything that I was doing that you were like, oh, I didn't do that?
No, because I felt like.
I was like, what did I do?
That boss was very, very challenging. And I know there was one towards the end of the demo that I saw a lot of people were like, oh man, they were trying to figure that out. Some people finished it, some couldn't they couldn't figure it out. But I think it was a great experience overall, just playing the game, And for those who don't know, we got to play an early build because we're part of the console group. And we gave, feedback to the team. But I noticed they've been making a lot of changes through the sessions that we were having with them. So it's been great. So what you were going to say? Something?
Yeah, I was going to say, because we played the earlier builds, and so we had to kind of see this get molded into what it is today.
Yeah.
And I think it's so much more improved than what we first played. I think the biggest change from this demo was that there's like this, how do you describe it? Like you get actual, not a notification, but help me out. Sound feedback.
No feedback.
You get sound feedback now when you defeat an enemy, and I think that made such a big difference. I think we always discussed how like there should be more of a visual feedback to kind of give you more of a impression of damage.
Yeah, because we see that usually in other games. Too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then same with like when you're using a lot of times in shooters, you want to see like that heavy recoil with the shotgun. That like adds a lot to the feedback that the player gets.
Yeah,
it makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But it's hard to do that when you've got like this guy with his hand on the screen and that's all you're seeing. So adding that sound, it just made it feel so much better.
And
much better.
I have to say, because I know the majority of people have seen only the typical trailer. There's no HUD. You know, there is one in the actual game for those that haven't seen the actual, gameplay and everything like that. So, but yeah, for you, any other thoughts about Immortals of Aveum?
It was surprisingly fun. I think when I first got into it, I didn't know what I was going to expect. Like magic shooter, how does that feel? Like I said at the beginning, I was a little, as a first-person shooter player, I was a little hesitant to be like, okay, am I gonna like this or not? But once you actually play it, it's so fun to combine all of the movement abilities. You have your you can cast magic, you can shoot the weapon or your brace, and you can heal. You have, like you said, your left hand. You can just combine all of these abilities, and it's just really fun.
Now, have you tried when you press both analog stick?
I did not.
That? Yes. That is a pretty cool power. Go for it.
Like an ultimate?
Yeah, exactly. I used it on the last boss because I was having trouble getting the damage down.
Yeah.
And I think I skipped like his third phase completely.
Oh wait, so there is different phases on that boss?
Yeah. So
I couldn't. get to that.
I got you. But so with that boss we had at the end of the demo, there was basically multiple points you had to hit with depending on the color magic you're using, and then he would kind of drop down so you can kind of deal some real damage to his head, and then I think there's like that'll.
That's a sign, guys. Yeah. All right, so let's wrap it up very quick. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say that like I used that super on him and it just dropped his health
like
from halfway all the way to zero.
That's
it felt
cool.
so satisfying.
Yeah, well, I know we have to head out because another group is going to come over here and try out the game too. But I just want to say thank you to both of you.
Yeah,
We'd like to promote your channels very quick.
Yeah, I'm Nick930. You can find me on YouTube. I do comparisons and documentaries.
Awesome.
I'm Alec. You can find me on Twitch and YouTube, and I just do gameplay and I chat with everybody and hang out with everybody there.
Yeah, and follow them on Twitter too. So.
Oh, Twitter too, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
No problem.